South African music legend Hugh Masekela plays New Zealand and WOMAD for the first time. His music is a joyous mix of influences from the urban rhythms of South African townships to the mid-century jazz of Miles Davis and Count Basie, distilled through masterful vocals, trumpet, cornet and fugal horn. Steeped in Chinese culture, old-time Americana banjo, and driven to make modern sounds, Abigail Washburn is a fascinating conundrum. This Nashville-based singer-songwriter marries folk with far-flung sounds and indie rock, creating songs unlike you've ever heard. By arrangement with the Blue Mountain Folk Festival.
Treason proclaim, fires burst into flames. Two souls ride the sparks into
This new psychedelic funk and rock invention of Aaron Tokena hit the New Zealand music scene last summer with a bang. Joined by the soulful voice of L.A. Mitchell, keys and a mean rhythm selection, a hoary buzz is great musical madness guaranteed. Year-old master drummer Alo Aliyev drives a percussion extravaganza when 3 generations of the Aliyev family embrace and refresh old Tajikistan music traditions. The sounds of Central Asia meet Jewish Bushra and world beats, shimmering with gypsy energy atop Turkish clarinet, accordion, violin, Armenian horn and incessant drums. Vivacious and powerful Spanish singer Amparo Sanchez expands all her exuberant roots reggae Cuban style she calls Tucson Habana, with the dry Americana influence of her collaborators Joey Burns and John Convertino of WOMAD favourites Calexico. The pulsing Afrobeat legacy of Femi Kuti remains alive in the sound of Brooklyn-based Anti-Bolas. The sensational Brooklyn-based 12-piece has mastered the insistent, distinctive rhythms that propel Afrobeat, defined by blazing horns and unrelenting bass and percussion, by arrangement with Billions Australia. The iconic National Māori Choir is reforming especially for WOMAD, featuring 80 voices from around New Zealand, Māori waiata we all love. And accompanied by WOMAD 2012 crowd favourites, the Utes. Get ready for what must surely be New Zealand's biggest sing-along. Ayakhan are preserving and revitalizing the music of the Yakuts, the indigenous people of Sakha Republic in Siberia. Their ethereal vocals, combined with Jew's harp, creates an amazing sound that borders on the realms of electronica. One of the true masters of the ngunyi, a stringed instrument found throughout West Africa. Bashikul Kuyate has performed with such artists as Tumani Diabate, Taj Mahal and the late Ali Farkatori, and is now making his own distinct musical waves with his own band, Ngunneba. The correspondents revamp vintage sounds for the modern ear. DJ Chuck's amalgamation of electro, drum and bass, swing and boogie-woogie resuscitates sampled 30s and 40s relics with squelchy synths and dusty drum loops. And Mr. Bruce's joyous dancing offsets searing scats.
Come on, come on.
From his earliest days as a founding member of the legendary Clean, singer-songwriter David Kilgour has stood out on the New Zealand music landscape. A cult hero to many, his signature guitar twang and languid, carefree melodies are well loved. David will play at WOMAD with his solid backing band, the Heavy Eights, and very special guest appearance by Sam Hunt.
Big pieces are stolen, little pieces returned. That's what spins you in.
Je suis DJ à l'origine électro, donc il y a les nouveaux disques en 45 tours, voilà les disques que je produis aussi, et donc je fais un mélange entre les nouveaux disques électro et les
DJ Click set sail on an electro-gypsy feverish and futuristic odyssey from the fringes of Rajasthan to the tablas of Seville. A powerful voyage straight into the heart of the gypsy world and all the musical treasures to be savoured therein, infectiously infused with the fire of electro dance artistry.
But I lose myself.
Modern hip-hop, psychedelic music and soul, Electric Wire Hustle's unique sound challenges musical boundaries and have taken off internationally. At WOMAD, the band is joined on stage by their highly musical parents. Congolese master percussionist Sam Manzanza, the Māori Jimi Hendrix Billy TK, and traditional Vietnamese vocalist Lay Nguyen in a very special presentation.
I'm never leaving.
Fly My Pretties is simply New Zealand's own supergroup, featuring a movable, fresh feast of the country's finest contemporary musicians, all set to a stunning visual backdrop. The unique phenomenon, which is Fly My Pretties, flows seamlessly through folk, rock, blues and funk. Balkan folk rock, blasts of brass and clarinet, and a thumping turbo folk beat will fill the bowl of Brooklands when Serbian superstar Goran Bregovic finally comes to New Zealand for the first time. He fuses European classicism and raucous Balkan rhythms driven by electric guitar, a feisty gypsy brass band, and an all-male choir. Prepare to dance. This fresh sound is what Seychelles singer-songwriter Grace Barbie calls Afro-Creole. Pop, reggae, funk and Afrobeat are blended with mutia and tingé rhythms specific to Seychelles. Grace sings in Creole, English and French, retelling ancient tales to present her culture to the wider world.
Wake up, this is music. It's called Afro-Sega.
The idea was always to play kind of tropical music, Latin and African music, but trying to steer away from the sort of Afrobeat thing and trying to steer away from more American influenced music and play different things, music that we thought was good to dance to and that people enjoyed dancing to.
As a founder of London's legendary Sofrito tropical warehouse parties, DJ Hugo Mendes sits at the forefront of Europe's tropical funk dance scene, updating classic African, Caribbean and Latin rhythms with contemporary club sounds. The result is a percussive explosion. Think heavy Afro grooves, mambo, tropical disco, samba, calypso, funk and cumbia. From MasterChef to Nova Energy's Taste the World at WOMAD, Jax will host this colourful culinary program where artists and audience members unite in a glorious celebration of gastronomic delights and cultural discovery. A performer of pure genius, with thousands of concerts and over 100 recordings over a 30-year period. Jordi Savall rediscovers abandoned early music treasures. He brings the viol back to life on stage and captures the true spirit of the Renaissance.
Baila boogaloo, funky boogaloo, pa' que lo goces tú.
Bred from Bogota's fiery and inventive music scene, LA33 is Colombia's most favourite touring salsa orchestra. Embracing retro cumbia, ska, Latin jazz and old school New York boogaloo in a gritty urban style, LA33 have had crowds across the globe stampeding the dance floor. Three superstar instrumentalists of the Scottish folk scene joined forces in 2004 as Lau to try something fresh. Built on the bedrock of folk tradition that bristles with new vitality, their original compositions mesh slow-burning intensity and wild abandon.
Corina piega si unido, schinciauda nasta
Mari Boigna has been at the top of her game since the 80s, thanks to her magnificent voice and a knack for working other sounds into joik, the traditional music of her fellow native people. A force to be reckoned with in her quest against the oppression suffered by the Sami. Her performances are both intense and stirring. The golden period of ska music is revived by the 20-piece Melbourne Ska Orchestra, embracing 1963 ska delights and Whalers hits through to British two-tone. Nicky Bomba, live-wire drummer with John Butler Trio, brings together Australia's best ska and reggae musicians in a big band experience that works the audience into a dance frenzy. Off the back of her appearance on New Zealand's Got Talent, Miharangi returns to WOMAD, this time with backing musicians. Although reverent in a traditional delivery, when her groove kicks in, Miharangi is all liberation and raw power.
I've been watching and listening. Make that soul, make that soul, make that soul. Take that, break it, make it whole, make it whole, make it whole. Take that, make that soul, make that soul, make that soul.
Hailing from Wellington, Newtown Rocksteady delivers a unique take on rocksteady reggae. Sounds and styles are inspired by the late 60s crazes of rocksteady and ska dancehalls in Jamaica and England. The result is an inspired sound with an infectious combination of mellow rhythms and upbeat dance tunes to get the whole family grooving.
I'm not asking for forgiveness, no. Just want you to move along with me. Say, what is this life but a moment? Say the love and tragedy. Yeah. Said you might know now where you're going. No.
From the Salento region in southern Italy, Nidi Darak mash rural tradition with rock, electronica and beats. Singer Alessandro Coppola founded the band 10 years ago, creating an innovative sound that embraces traditional rhythms and celebrates the Mediterranean's rich folklore. Nova Lima's New World blend of traditional Afro-Peruvian rhythms and melodies with the cutting-edge grooves of dub reggae, chilled-out electronica and funky Latin beats has mesmerised audiences all over the planet. Their polished and sometimes controversial sound brings the spirit of Peruvian blues into the 21st century. The golden voice of Africa, and truly one of the world's great voices, Kaita returns to WOMAD. A master of wisdom, funk, soul and rock, Kaita's sandpaper and honey voice produces high drama one moment and intimate compassion the next, drawing in his audiences and allowing his roots to speak. Drawing inspiration from house dances in his father's Louisiana kitchen, Marc Savoy started playing button accordion at 12 and has become the finest Cajun player of his generation. With his wife and their sons, the band plays with a plaintive, unvarnished delivery that plucks at the heartstrings. Virtuoso players Itsuru Ono and Shunsuke Kimura are innovators of the Suguru shamisen, an ancient Japanese banjo that demands dexterous, richly percussive playing. This elegant form of traditional music is now taking a contemporary turn, with its refined sense of dynamic rhythm providing a springboard for jazz-like improvisation. Through vibrant rhythm movement and its renowned vocal harmonies, Soweto Gospel Choir's inimitable performance style has become a worldwide phenomenon. The choir's 26 singers, dancers and musicians will deliver a flawless performance of traditional and contemporary songs infused with irrepressible spirit. By arrangement with Andrew Kay and Associates. Raghunathan is one of the most highly regarded singers in the South Indian devotional Carnatic tradition. Adored by audiences, her pure voice and charming stage presence has won her more than 200 awards. Drawing on his traditional Tibetan roots, Tenzin Gyaltsab creates original compositions which uniquely express his cultural lineage. The cantering rhythms, soaring vocals, and exquisite flute solos have enchanted audiences around the globe. Along with the monks of Tibet, Tenzin will also share the exquisite sounds and crafts of Tibet with the creation of a mandala, weaving, and song workshops. Building on the legacy of his late father, Ali Fakatore, the precociously talented guitarist Vaya Fakatore adds elements of wildness and exploration to the potent roots music of West Africa. Known as the Hendrix of the Sahara, his guitar work represents a mighty bridge connecting American and African blues music and culture, by arrangement with Top Shelf Productions. Brewed within Melbourne's underground ethnic music scene, Volgograd embraces the old songs of Russian thieves, punk classics of the perestroika era, and a strong dose of contemporary St. Petersburg ska. Fronted by singing actor Jacek Koman, this is vodka-fueled Oompa swing ska punk, delivered with raucous menace and grim smiles. The fire still burns strong within the godfather of roots reggae, musician, singer and actor Jimmy Cliff. The unstoppable 64-year-old revives the spirit of his 40-year-old hits and a rich vein of strong new material.